small cinema in Moston. I'm part of an artist collective called Redog, and we've been doing this small cinema project for a few years now, setting up temporary screening events in different places, such as community centres, empty shops, even outdoors, and we've managed to get away with it amazingly. I'm not sure you were ever either. We got the chance to do a project in Moston in North Manchester last year, and spent a lot of time getting to know the communities. Something we're always really interested in is how communities relate to cinema, what their experiences of going to the cinema are, what people think is interesting about film. And so I got to know the knitting group, the local football team, the other residents groups around there, and as we kind of built up towards planning an event, this pop-up event, I said to the council, actually, I think I don't want to do a pop-up cinema, I want to actually make a cinema in the community. So what you're going to actually see is a film about this first week of what became Building Week, which became Building 3 months. And then I'll show you some pictures of the finished thing. This is the sort of cinema space, and that's going to be the white wall. Obviously you can see there's loads of stuff in here which will probably have to get moved around at some point. First thing we're probably going to attempt to do though, before we go anything, get these doors open just so there's some air going through here. I might get someone on a brush to get some dust and dirt out the door. You do the entire wall all through there? Oh yeah. So is that anything going to happen against that wall? That needs plasterboarding. I think there's a guy coming to do that. He might want to plaster it as well. When we've done events in the past, it's always been great, but it's always been quite sad after the cinemas happened to take it down. And this time coming to North Manchester and finding this space, the miners, and realising sort of there was potential to make something that was permanent here. It's going good. Everyone's kind of at it now. We've got Howard and the other guys getting ready to paint inside. They're just on the job, they're steaming the walls. I've got my brothers here, which is great. They're helping scrape the walls, get the doors open. And here we've got some local kids cleaning the seats, which are famous red velvet cinema seats from the Plaza.
The Miners in itself is in a state it's had a transformation. It used to be pretty. Well, people wouldn't come here. It had a reputation for all the wrong reasons, really, because the people here are salt of the earth working class, not Mancunians. The building itself was an actual, how do you call it, social club for the old mine. It last saw its working class function back in, I'd say, the early 80s, when it was open as a social club. And it's short, and it's been in a state of disrepair up until a year ago, when it reopened as the Miners Community Arts and Music Centre, which offers lots of different activities.
I found it hard up until like Easter time. I found it hard somewhere for the kids to go because of the age brackets and the limited on what they can do. They can't go out on the streets and play because they're not safe. and they just get into trouble anyway. So it is somewhere safe where they can mix with different kids, and it's not just kids from the schools, it's all different schools what they're coming here from, so they get to know other people, make more friends, and you know that you're safe in here, and it's worthwhile coming over.
It's a great area in Moston, lots of good community spirit around here, and there's nothing like this around here, so I'm hoping it'll be well loved once it's made.
I mean, you go to town now, you've got these multiplexes, or you go out of town to the big retail parks where the multiplexes are. You don't get that personal touch no more. It's all, where do you see? You see it's like a Morrison's receipt or Aston receipt. There's no tickets. It used to be a big thing going to the cinema, a great experience, waiting in the queue outside, talking about the film to your mates. If it was a sequel, if you think it'd be better than the first one, or things like that. You don't. It's not like that no more. They're that big, the cinemas, that you just walk straight in, see your film, you go home, and you get your little snidey seat.
I took these to the showcase last year. It cost £75 to get in. It was ridiculous. To be honest, for the amount that we paid, you expect more. And you just different. There's no service or anything. All the service with a smile and friendly faces. There isn't any. Take your money and run, basically. Whereas here, Lou and Joe, who run it, they are friendly and they do interact with people. Whereas you go to these showcases and the print works and it's nothing, it's like, give us your money that way and you just get ignorant.
What I'd quite like to do is, I thought, if and when we get a stadium, it'd be nice to do like a matinee maybe for the kids and the parents who volunteer at the football club. Maybe show films and then I'd quite like to be an ice cream lady. So you could do that between 1 and 3 or something on a Saturday afternoon. Show them nice films and then like make proper popcorn, maybe get a big pan that's got clear, see-through edges and then you can bring the corn in there, do the popcorn, play popcorn.
Yeah, you can. I think that, as I said, when the stadium's built, it's going to really help the area. As I was saying to the owner of the cafe inside the other day, he said there's already a new cafe springing up. They're changing what used to be a takeaway into the cafe. Within 200-300 yards where the stadium's going to be, and takes along with a few other things, hopefully be a sign that the community's on the up is the wrong word really, because I wouldn't say it's down, but it's been better, if you know what I mean. Hopefully this will just be one of the small things that helps improve it for everybody.
So one of the first things I did when I started the project was I put up this board, which is the board of memories, cinema memories. And I just left it here, but Lou and Joe have been getting people to write down their memories of the cinema. So it became quite full quite quickly, and it's slowly, people have just been slowly adding to it. But there's some really nice ones here. A lot of people remember Lurch, a guy called Lurch at the Roxy, who presumably was one of the head ushers or something. Where this guy wrote an essay about the history of cinema. Look at that. Going right back to 1933. Making animals with your hands at the projector light. Paying to get in on the Saturday morning with clean jam jars. So there's loads of nice memories on there, and that's kind of helping to shape some of the programming for the film festival and maybe some of the ideas for how the cinema will operate. Also gets people talking about what they want from the cinema, plants the seed in their head really about what can be done, what we're missing as a community. process went on for 12 weeks, which was a lot more than I anticipated. The festival got put back from the end of summer to October half term. And we had over 50 volunteers in that time. What was great though is that whole process brought a lot of attention, a lot of energy to it. Other people got involved if they couldn't volunteer their time. Local businesses donated materials. We got all the paint for free from the local paint company. We got roller shutters. We got a popcorn machine. We even got a slush puppy machine from Slush Puppy for free, which asking. And it was great. And what we realised was that, there's a lot of skills in a community, and especially now it's hard times for a lot of people. There's a lot of skilled people who are just in between places who want something to get involved in. And we were lucky that those people got involved and helped build the cinema, but helped shape it as well. It started to become absurd. It wasn't enough just to have seats. People wanted to use those carpet towers that we found, put them and put gold trim on it, and it just became absurdly plush. So what we're going to show now is the final pictures of the cinema and of it being used. So, I'm not sure if you could tell from the film, this is the Miners Community Arts and Music Centre. It's a former miners' wash house in Moston. It's in the middle of a housing estate. There used to be a mine on the site and it'd been derelict for 10 years. And it's got a cafe in it now, which has been opened by Louis and his dad, and there's an old sort of social group function room. So bit by bit, this sort of derelict building is coming to life again, but it's all through sort of volunteer effort. And the cinema, in a sense, is just one wing. It added on to someone else's project, which was really nice that they were able to give it a home. And this is what it looks like now. We've got 17 red velvet cinema seats, which came from a community cinema in Liverpool, which I'm involved with as a volunteer. They were getting rid of their seats to upgrade them to ones with cup holders, and I said, no, let me have some, please. I know play switch would really benefit. And they're great, as Muffin was showing in the Lost Picture Show, people really connect with that red velvet, that old school flushness. So they're a bit of an extravagant touch. The back wall though is just painted boards, painted with Dulux ultra bright white paint. And the projector's not that expensive, it's 500 quid, it was all we could afford. But the space really impresses people, and it's down to the work that everyone put on into it. Like I said, it wasn't enough just to have a rake that we built it. John wanted to put some lights in it as well. So that's it, as it looks when it's empty. We're just showing some around. This is the local knitting group who I got to know. I was doing some filmmaking with them. And so I invited them up, and as part of the festival they had their regular knitting group, but at the cinema as well. They've all got their coats on because it was very cold. We've got heaters in there now. That's one of the things I didn't anticipate with working with an unused space. This was we turned it into a big gaming event for one day as part of the festival. We had I think at some played Sonic on the main screen, and we've got small TVs, and we had Street Fighter 2 with Mario Kart and things on those. So the screen doesn't necessarily have to be films. This is last week actually. This is the local documentary about the Twisted Wheel Northern Soul Music Club. They put some extra seats in at the front. This is a classic example of knowing who the audience might be for a certain type of thing. They sold out 3 shows in a day, so about 240 tickets, because there is a big following for that kind of event. So a first-time filmmaker, a local documentary, but a subject that people are really passionate about. So we had a lot of people there for that. Howard even brought his scooter in, and that's Maxine Peake, local actress on the top of the scooter. Everyone was posing that. This is one of the volunteers throughout the week. This is Steve. He lives across from the miners, and he got involved cleaning seats. And he'd come back in every day and say, "Is there anything I can do?" And so we gave him an Oscar at the end, as we did for Joe, who runs the cafe, for making great chip sandwiches. So it's, you know, if people are willing to contribute to a project, try and recognise it in some ways. It was nice to be able to thank everyone